Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mongoli Show. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Superman trailer. This is the new movie coming out from James Gunn. It's going to be launching in a totally new DC universe, and I'm really excited for this one. Now, I will preface this by saying I'm more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan, and even when it comes to DC, Superman's not my favorite character, but I have always really enjoyed him in media, whether it's movies or TV shows. I've really generally enjoyed those, so I am legitimately looking forward to this one, despite the fact that I might not know as much about this as I would say like a Spider-Man movie coming out or an Avengers movie. But let's jump into this and see what we think. All right, looks like we're up in the Arctic. Fortress of Solitude, maybe? Underground? Oh shit, no, he's hurt. Okay. Interesting way to start. I like the costume. Clark Kent. Just kind of fumbling. We know he bleeds. Interesting perspective for the opening of the show. Oh, Lois, okay. I like that. Clark Kent. Not sure who that is, but I like it. Got it. Oh, he's got teammates. Is that the Flash?
Krypto.
They brought Krypto in?
Take me home.
For the trailer? Alright. That's fucking badass. I like that. Lex, yeah. How much a revolver's gonna do? Nice. I don't know why he doesn't care about that giant orb in the background. Poster didn't care either. Seen a lot of different sides to him. I like that. July 11th, 2025. That looks good. Looks good, guys. All right, so we start off on the Arctic, which I first thought was going to be the Fortress of Solitude, right? That would make the most sense. And even when he plows into the ground, I was like, okay, is he going to be building the Fortress of Solitude? Is the Fortress of Solitude underground? What are we doing here? And then you cut ahead, and you can see that's not the case at all. He was thrown here. He is in bad shape. He's not even able to get up. Like, he whistles for his dog, Krypto. He comes, and then he has to get pulled to safety. But this is a Superman in rough shape. Now, is that because we got something like Doomsday, which just kicked the living crap out of him? Or is this because of kryptonite? We don't know. We don't see any kryptonite in this, and we do see him fighting different villains. So probably just a matter of him taking a beating, but we'll see. James Gunn generally does a really good job of doing research into his characters, knowing what they're about, even going to like really deep depths with them. So we'll have to see what he's pulling out for this one. I love that the first thing you see about Superman is that he is beaten up. He is taking a beating. And the first thing you're seeing about Clark Kent is he looks, sorry to Cornsweat, dorky, right? Like which is what Clark Kent is supposed to. He's not supposed to be cool. He's not supposed to be handsome. He looks kind of nerdy. He is dodging in and out of a crowd, trying not to hit anybody. He's just trying to like make his way in the world, and he's struggling. And even though it's subtle imagery, that's really freaking brilliant. Like, he is struggling in the world. I love it. All right, so I just opened up IMDb, and we can now see that this is Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. She's looking a little bit more laid back than I picture Lois Lane. Like, again, I'm not a huge Superman fan, but when I think of Lois Lane, I think like super uptight, like there to get the story, no nonsense type. Here, she's got like an unbuttoned vest. She's just looking a little bit more casual, which is totally fine. I'm not judging. It's just, is that the kind of Lois we're going to get? What are we going to get from this portrayal? All right, so we've got this moment where she's kind of looking over her shoulder at Clark Kent. He's not 100% paying attention to her. He's kind of looking around, but she is definitely noticing him. I don't love this. One of the reasons the whole you takes off his glasses and all of a sudden he's a different person works is because Lois isn't supposed to be interested in Clark Kent. She's supposed to basically ignore him. That's why she doesn't notice him. She loves Superman. Eventually she likes Clark Kent, but she has to get to that place before she can. Right away, she's just like, yeah, you're Clark Kent, you're a coworker, so be it. And she's so focused on what she's doing that she never pays attention to him enough to realize how incredibly similar he looks to Superman. If she's already staring him down, I mean, again, whole new movie, whole new franchise. They can go any direction they want. Maybe she's going to love Clark Kent and not Superman. Maybe she's going to be against Superman and that's going to be the dynamic they're going to have to fight through. Who knows? But this look that she's like almost longing at Clark already, not the take I would have gone. But again, I trust in James Gunn. So let's see. Now, I do love this, however. Clark Kent turns around, notices her looking at him, and he looks away. Either he's bashful of the fact that a woman is looking at him, or he's like, well, what is she looking at? Couldn't possibly be me. She's got to be looking at something else. Either of those takes, I do actually quite like. So again, we'll have to see what it plays out to be. But all right, so the actor playing his father, I believe, is Pruitt Taylor Vince. I'm not familiar with this man. I've looked him up. He's been in movies I've heard of, some I've even seen, but he doesn't strike any bells or anything. And I'm actually totally okay with that. Pa Kent being Jonathan Kent being just some guy actually works really, really well for me because he's just supposed to be an everyman. He's not supposed to be like a Kevin Costner, like America's Dad type. I mean, I think Kevin Costner did fine. I'm not worried. I'm not trying to throw any shade there. I'm just saying I'm okay with him just being some guy. Let's face it, Spider-Man's my guy, right? I love the Andrew Garfield movies. They didn't really need Martin Sheen in that role. That was maybe a little bit too much. In the original, the Tobey Maguire one, I don't recognize that actor. He's just Ben Parker, and that's all he really needed to be. I'm kind of okay with the same thing happening here. No offense at Pruitt Taylor Vince, but like I'm kind of okay that he's just some guy. Now, this I think is supposed to be purposely misleading because at this distance, this absolutely looks like the Flash or somebody running to come get him. I was like, oh, he's got a teammate. And then he gets closer and you can see it's actually Krypto, which makes perfect sense for James Gunn. He loves to put little pets and animals in all of his movies. So that works. I'm not against Krypto. And it's kind of a fun thing to include him in the movie. It's a little surprising they put him in the trailer. That would have been a fun little button to have in the movie, be a little bit of a surprise, but so be it. I didn't see it coming. I should have. Again, James Gunn loves his animals, but I just didn't. I absolutely love this. I don't know what that is in the background. It looks like a giant foot or something. Little girl's not paying any attention, and Superman is there putting himself between her and the danger. I'm going to get choked up just reading this. Putting himself between her and the danger, getting in harm's way, protecting her. He's even like, not only is he covering her, he's protecting her head. He's not forcing her down, but you know what I mean? Just like making sure that she doesn't like pop up and put her head somewhere where he's not protecting her. Just like, I love it. I love this. This is almost a poster. Like if you clean up the background a little bit, this pose could be a poster for sure. This is such a dad moment. I have little girls. It makes perfect sense that this is getting me. Like this is such a dad thing. Like just not just standing between her and the danger, but like protecting her as much as possible. Love it. First shot of Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I loved him in Mad Max Fury Road. I really liked him as Beast. I was not sure how he would do in this role, but honestly, you see him with the bald head here and like you're instantly just like, oh, I know who that is. Like obviously a bald head in Superman. It's not like there's that many people to guess from, but like he looks good. Like I can believe this person is charismatic enough to be popular and win the election and evil enough to be Superman's main villain. And I've seen 3 seconds of him in 7 stills. I have no idea what's going on in this scene, and I don't really need to. The little kid standing against the tide of people running away, hoisting up a flag with a hand-drawn Superman symbol on it, tells you everything you need to know about what's happening here. They retconned the S to no longer mean super and mean hope, and a lot of people scoff at that, and I do too, to be perfectly honest. But in this situation, it absolutely means hope. I think that's cool. I think this is a great little snippet of a scene. I don't know if this is something that's going to be a plot point in the movie or if this is just going to be like it is right now, like just a short little scene, kind of like a montage showing that Superman is having an impact worldwide, even though he's only really protecting Metropolis. But it's a great scene. Now, as far as what's going on here, I have no idea. What did Superman do that's pissed everybody off? You're not supposed to know. It's just supposed to make you think. What could Superman do that the public would absolutely hate him for? Probably didn't protect somebody, or he showed up and then a villain showed up and people are just assuming that he's evil as well. I don't know. But he's got this entire mob surrounded by him. Very different from what we saw in some of the Zack Snyder movies where he was like idolized. I mean, he wasn't the entire time, but you know what I'm saying? Like there were scenes where he was like idolized as a god, and here he's just walking amongst the people and they're angry at him. They're throwing stuff at him. Very cool. Have to see exactly what it means. I know Guy Gardner is a fan favorite. I don't know much about him. I love Nathan Fillion though, and anytime he gets work, I'm okay with it. That raises the movie up a couple of points right there, just having him in it, even if he's not in it all that much. All right, we got whatever this giant Godzilla thing is throwing fireballs at Superman. I didn't even notice Superman until I paused it. That's how small and insignificant he is on this screen. You're focusing on this gigantic monster, the same one that I'm sure his foot was what caused Superman to protect the little girl. I don't know what this thing is. I don't know if this, I doubt it's going to be super important. I mean, it's a giant monster attacking the city. I'm sure it's important, but is this going to be the big boss of the movie? I doubt it. I think this is probably just a fight for Superman to do just to prove how strong he is. We'll see. Maybe I'm horrendously wrong. I kind of hope this isn't the main fight at the end of the movie, though, just like him versus some gigantic CG monster. I'd rather it be a little bit more personal. However that works out to be, whoever the monster tends to be that he fights at the end, I would rather it be like in Shang-Chi in the Battle of the Ten Rings, or whatever the movie was called. It was a really great movie up until he starts fighting a demon flying in the sky. If the last fight had just been him versus his dad, the emotional weight of that would have been way cooler. I don't know who Superman could fight that would make that much sense. Lex Luthor doesn't really fit that bill, but I'd rather this not be the end fight, personally. All right, so in the poster, the original teaser poster, it was just Superman pulling on a boot while this giant orb was attacking the city in the background. And he didn't seem to care one iota. He was just casually putting on his boot. Now, Superman moves at crazy fast speeds, legitimately reality warping. So maybe he was moving as fast as he possibly could, and he just has that look on his face because when you can move that fast, you don't really have to worry about anything. But in this image, he's clearly just having a conversation with Lois while the city is getting attacked, and he doesn't seem to care all that much. That doesn't really make sense to me, nor does it seem like something James Gunn would do, so I'm sure there's something explaining this, but from a trailer perspective, a little weird. Makes me wonder what they're talking about. All right, so if Superman is fighting that giant lizard and he makes a mistake and causes this to happen, that could make sense for why so many people are pissed off at him. So that could make sense. I love the imagery of this, though. It looks super cool. What I don't want is a Man of Steel level of just destruction, though. I don't need that in a Superman movie. I'm a big fan of him realizing that he's causing a lot of destruction and taking the fight outside of the city to like the prairies or somewhere else. But I get it's more cinematic to destroy buildings. So we'll see what route they decide to go. But what do you guys think? Did that trailer do it for you? Did you get excited for this movie? Are you looking forward to the universe that James Gunn is going to create based around this Superman? I personally would love it if they could integrate Matt Reeves' Batman into this without changing the way that movie looks. I'm very okay with Batman having a certain feel to it and Superman having a completely different feel to it, even if they exist in the same universe. I don't think, as much as I love the MCU, we need to make it like that where everything feels the exact same. I'd be totally okay with Gotham feeling 100% different from how Metropolis feels. But what do you guys think? Do you want to have those two worlds collide? Should Batman be a totally separate thing? Are you excited about this movie? Let me know down in the comments below. And was there anything that I missed? Was that giant monster like a character that I don't know about? And if so, let me know who it is. If you made it this far in the video, you probably enjoyed it. Hit that like button as it does help out the channel quite a bit. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see more great content like this or longer form content where me and a couple buddies break down movies on R rating. Till next time, I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. Good luck to you.